bit of a concept that I want to bring to you guys. Switching gears a little bit, but staying still on the serious side. I feel like we were just kind of being serious, so staying a little bit on the serious side is, why do I keep doing the things I said I wouldn't do? All right, and I've got a couple bullet points. Have you ever found yourself, you're in a job, you know, and you got an objection from a customer? You say, hey, I was going to learn how to overcome that objection. I don't overcome the objection. I leave, and I just don't feel great about what I was able to accomplish. And I did it again, right? You have that in your personal life. You're like, I'm going to go work out. And you get up and you don't work out today. That's me. I don't want to work out. I'm saying I'm going to, right? So whether it's, I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to really slow down on a customer, and I'm going to really commit to this 6 solution thing that we're all doing. Seems like some people are succeeding. I rush through the 6 solutions, or I only offer 3. I leave and I say, gosh darn it, I did it again. Gosh darn it, I did it again. Sound familiar? I want you to know that deep down, I don't want you to see that as a weakness, right? That's just the internal struggle that we have. So, a famous guy said once, I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do. This I keep doing. Sounds like a riddle, huh? Some famous guy said that. Kind of the same thing. Why do I keep doing the same thing? Even though I don't want to do that, I want to do better. I want to do good. Okay? You guys have heard me say, life isn't, how we succeed isn't all about the skill that you possess. You're all experts in your field. Now we're always learning, right? We're always enhancing, we're getting better, we're sharpening our skills, but life isn't always about the skill, all right? I always say it's a third of what we do at home is skill. The other 2/3 is what? Thank you. Attitude. It's about our attitude. Alex said mindset, but it's attitude, right? Mindset, same thing. It's what we do when we go into a house, is how we show up to the customer. Are we showing up slunched over? You know, are we showing up with a slow pace? Like, here we go again? Are we showing up going, great, I'm glad I get to go to a Home Depot tune-up. Woohoo! I know those are your favorites, right? Grateful for every opportunity. Grateful for every lead is what we need to be, right? So, this isn't just about skill, it is about your mindset. Keep you reading up there. Think about it, guys. You know, what delivers us is you're not being lazy when you have these thoughts. You know, it's the struggle between your spirit and the flesh. You know, that's all it is, and that's okay. That's okay that we have that struggle. It's the first thought that we have that we recognize, but it's the second thought is what you do. That's what, you know, do you continue to do the first thought, or do you make the decision to make the second thought to change yourself? The first thought is whatever it is, the sin that you may have. Like, I'm just gonna rush through this and I'll do better on the next one. No, the second thought that you have is what's most important. No, I'm gonna take advantage of the time I have now, and I'm gonna make the most of my situation now. Matt said it, our leads are slowing down at the moment. We're taking a little bit of a hit. We're not gonna have 5, 6, 7 leads rushing through. You're gonna have 2 or 3, maybe 4 leads. So slow down, but it's the same thing we've been talking about in July and August that we're going to be talking about in September, is make sure that you change your initial first thought, maybe not being grateful for the lead, or maybe thinking that I'm not going to put everything in because I got the next one, or I'm going to rush through this. Change it. The second thought is what's most important. 2 forces that are always at war is fear. We talked about this in the past. The fear of, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want them to say no to me. So I'm in fear of moving forward or trying something new. Or just trying to be consistent. being consistent. You have to have some persistence within yourself to be consistent. And that's where your growth comes in. You grow through being consistent, doing the little things every single day. Every day, just do a little bit better and then layer on top of that. You don't have to be everything all the time. It's the fact of just being consistent. That's how you become successful, and that's how you keep a positive mindset. So, with that being said, you know what? I threw in there, who will rescue me? It's not what. It's not what will rescue me. Who is going to rescue me? That's the important thing. So remember, you guys, why do you think that Matt has you get up at the beginning of the meetings now to shake each other's hand? Don't answer all at once. Why do you think he does that? That's one thing. Hey, that's a good one. Wake up! Come on! I know it's early in the morning. You maybe haven't had all your coffee. What's another? Oh my gosh! You guys are. He's making you all come up to the front of the room instead of having y'all spread out in the back. Why does he have you do that? I really want you guys to think about this for a second. It's not rhetorical. Yes, it's rhetorical.
Get comfortable with your colleagues.
Get comfortable with your colleagues. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? We have a community here. How do you get to know somebody if you don't shake their hand for the first time? You know, we got the IAQ team that sits there. You know, who shakes their hand? You know, you got the.
Okay, next Wednesday I need every one of y'all to come shake Juan's hand.
They're part of the team too. But, you know, the maintenance guy, we got some maintenance guys up here. You know, I mean, service shaking their hands. You know. So we have community. We are HVAC service and insulation, and we have community. And that's a part of building a strong culture, is getting to know each other as teammates. And guess what? When we go through this life of HVAC service and insulation, you're not alone. You're doing it together. We're doing it all together. I want you guys to know when Matt and Derek are sitting up here and say, hey, give me a call. Like, they genuinely mean, like, that's what I get paid to do, give me a call. So when you walk out of the home, you're like, I didn't make it. That customer said no. The customer did this. Oh, it's all the customer. You know? You have to look at who will rescue me, not what. Have your lean on your management. Call me. I used to get a lot more phone calls. They've weaned way down. I just don't get as many phone calls from you guys. You guys all know, okay? You know, Matt and Derek, I mean, they should never have to be sitting up here going, begging you to call me. Call me. So, but that's what we get paid to do, okay? And we want to, because if you're succeeding, guess what? We're succeeding. We look good. You look good, because we're all succeeding. So that's where you're not out there alone. But you're not going to get better if you don't make yourself uncomfortable to make that phone call, right? You have your teammates. You guys call each other, but maybe we should call each other a little more. Maybe you should find another mentor in the room. And you don't like what they're saying, you didn't like their advice, well then call somebody else and get it figured out. You've got a phone. My God. If I had what you guys had, when a lot of you guys are growing up in this industry, I mean, you've got all these resources that you guys can utilize. Are you spending your time doing that, or are you scrolling doing something else? I do the same thing. I go scrolling, and then I'm like, I probably shouldn't be watching, 6-7. Does anybody know about 6-7? Okay, somebody knows about 6-7. 6-7, okay. I was talking to a couple of you guys yesterday, and they were like, what the heck are you talking about? You know about 6-7? Okay, thank you. There's a few of you. It means absolutely nothing. Just for the rest of you in the crew, it means absolutely nothing. It's just a fad that's going on right now. Yeah. And everybody thinks it's silly. You just didn't randomly say 6-7, and it means nothing. So, anyways, I divert. Back to reality here. is that you have community. Make sure that you're using the community. That's why we get up and shake each other's hands. It's because you remember who you are. You're not here alone doing this. Let's help each other out. All right? So, and then in addition, the last point I have up here is, and this slide, is that remember there's a system. There's a process. Okay? If you're forgetting some sections of the process, give us a call. Let's make sure that you stay consistent. You have to stay consistent with your process. All right, as far as how you handle a customer. You don't figure out, you know what, the vibes I'm getting this customer right now, I'm gonna take a shortcut. And I'm not gonna follow the process because it doesn't matter anyway, but it does matter. Consistency, persistence is what develops greatness. Okay? So, the truth about success. The truth about success is that you don't need to be perfect. I'm going to raise my hand here on this one. Some of you know I was a cheerleader. I'd be perfect. Okay? So sometimes I feel like I have to get something, and before I can complete a project, it has to be perfect before I can roll it out. Well, you know what? I've definitely worked on that for myself. I started a training class. Several of you were in it yesterday. There'll be several of you in it tomorrow and Friday. That's why Matt said that. Make sure that you're in the training classes. And I got like 17 pages that I was rolling out to these guys. Some of you know this yesterday. And I'm like, hey guys, it's good, but I need you to help me out here. If there's something in here that isn't right or that we need to add, let me know. And they did. They helped me out with it. Their first page already had something wrong. I was like, oops, scratch that out. And I didn't want to have to do it alone. I want your feedback. I don't have to be perfect, neither do you, to still develop a great product, to be successful in life. Just doing, the action of doing something is what's going to create success. When you do nothing, that's where you're going to stay. Struggle is the proof that you're still in the game. Struggle is real. That's okay. Being uncomfortable. The customer says no. The customer doesn't like what I'm putting out. Customer's pushing back. That struggle is real, but through the struggle is how we grow and learn. So remember that it's okay. You're doing the right thing. A lot of technicians say, oh, I got to know, so I must be doing something wrong. No, you're doing everything right. You're getting interaction. That's how you learn how to get to the next step. You don't get to the next step if you don't get the pushback from the customer. You have to work on that. Coaching is correction. And it's really a shortcut to clarity. So when you get coached, maybe we don't like the feeling of it. Maybe we don't like what's being told to us, but it is a shortcut to clarity. It's a shortcut to get where you need to go instead of you having to do it all by yourself. The moment you lean into the hard stuff, you grow. So, this is what we're going to do. Are you ready? Action challenge for this week. First off, you got to admit you have a problem. Doesn't AA do that? Okay? You admit you have a problem. It's the first thing they say when you go to, I haven't been to an AA meeting, thank goodness, but we've all heard it. Right? What do they do? What's the first thing they do? They even say, hi, my name is Dixie Willer, and I, have a problem. It's the first thing they do. So with that being said, that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to admit what your problems are. And that's okay, and be okay with it. All right? The second thing we're going to do is we're going to understand what's causing it. Again, religion does this. Right? Alcoholics Anonymous does this. They admit they have a problem. You know what? Who doesn't watch football right now? Football season, they do it. Their defense is killing. In the first half, they go into halftime, and then you see it. They come back out, and they help win the game. What happened? They went into the locker room. They admitted they had a problem. They figured out what was causing the problem. Then they did step 3. They removed what was causing the problem. And when they removed what was causing the problem, remember this in your own life, is that it creates a hole there. So that's a great thing. You remove the problem, you figured out what the problem was, you're like, ooh, let's remove it, get it out, then what do?
Put it back to right.
We have to fill it back up. But you have to fill it up with something good. Something good, something positive, something wonderful. So fill the hole, you know, because if you don't fill the hole, it's like a habit, right? You know, people have smoked or vaped or whatever, you know, it's a bad habit, right? And then, but it's hard, or eating. We have an eating habit, right? Or whatever. The thing is that you have to fill it back up with something good. Because if you don't, it's just a hole that fills up with water. So isn't it filled back up with something bad? So we have to make sure that when you're trying to fix a habit, you have to replace it with a new habit. So that's what I mean by filling the hole. So filling the hole with community. Help each other out. Call each other. Make sure that you're calling me. Call Matt, call Derek. Before you go into presenting, after you present, shoot, get to the point where we're tired of you calling us. You know, that's okay. So the fact that, you know, that's how you'll grow. We don't call because we don't want to be told that we're doing a bad thing. We don't want to be told how we could have been done better because it's difficult. But then isn't it also a bit satisfying? When you get an answer, you're like, oh, maybe I could have done that. That's how you grow. You don't grow by doing the same thing over and over and over. You know what the definition of that is, right? The definition of insanity. Just doing the same thing. So first let's admit you have a problem, right? Then understand what's causing the problem. Then remove what's causing the problem. Okay, like the best defense, right? And then fill the hole with something good. Filling it with something will help you succeed. I'm gonna make sure I got everything in there. So can we have that commitment this week? Thank you. We're gonna have that commitment this week. We will be having some training this week. Some of you went through it. I got some great feedback. I appreciated you guys. Eddie, Gerardo, who else was in there? Miguel, Devin, right? I think. Did I miss anybody? So I'll be releasing who's in. Actually, it's the whole maintenance team that will be in it on Thursday. So just so you know, tomorrow, 7 a.m. here at the office. And then basically everybody else except the afternoon crew will be in on Friday. The afternoon crew will be in Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. Okay, so there you go. Now you know your schedule. All right? And so anyway, making sure that we slow down. When we mean slow down, make sure you love the one you're with. It's no different than what we had that we've been asking you guys to do. The thing is that you're going to be more forced to do it because you can't rush off to the next lead because there may not be one. All right, so let's make sure we love the one you're with. Give the customer the products that they may not know anything about. Everybody deserves to know the best. We talked about that in our Monday meeting, in the Teams meeting that most of you were in. Everyone deserves the best. So let's make sure we're presenting the best solutions for them. Most of that stuff that you're presenting them, they didn't know that it was even an option. And they definitely, even if they have heard about it or kind of know about it, they haven't been educated like you have, like you have done it. So let's make sure that we're doing that. You had a question?
We'll be Thursday, Friday, 7 o'clock in the morning.
For you specifically, I'll get with you for your training. No problem there. No problem there. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything else?
Yes.